Hey everybody, and welcome to episode
7
of Fog of Love. This is definitely the last episode. There's just one scene left in this chapter, and then we'll do the finale and talk about our characters' journeys.
Yes.
So I hope that you are excited to find out what the final scene is.
I am.
This is going to be a good one.
Hit me, brother.
Let me hold you. Relax, breathe in. Feel the life force entering you. Breathe out. Feel all the bad memories leaving. So I remove all your personality tokens from one aspect.
What?
Yep. And of course, I'm going to remove all of your extroversion, Michael.
Okay.
So we will see what an impact this has later.
Mm-hmm.
Because now it's time for the finale. Because that's it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
And when by me, I mean Joe. Joe holds you and takes away the bad memories of how you're sociable and assertive.
I think Joe's a dick.
I think you might be right. And yet you love them for some reason.
But I may be trapped in a horrible relationship.
Is this getting serious?
Oh.
You just need love. You don't have to ruin it by having a serious relationship. Other things can ruin it too. Mm. So now, before anything, we both select a final destiny. So you go to your hand and you pick one destiny that you are going to play out. Dum da dum 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 da 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 da.
Without spoiling it, they're both bad. Yeah. I know why I've picked this.
Okay, great. Well, we can. So now we reveal our destinies, which is actually a shame. I think maybe we should not. I think we should do the rest first. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be more exciting to reveal them at the end and explain why we chose them. Okay. And explain a bit about our characters.
Yeah.
So, your destinies determine how it all ends. If one breaks up, the relationship terminates. So, we will come back to this if you've broken up with me. But first, or if Sam has broken up with Joe. Mm. If you have any secrets in play, you will now reveal and resolve them as if unrevealed. If you alternate in okay, so there's just the one. It's that one that I gave you. That you don't know what it is. Surprise! Hey, you threw me a surprise party!
Oh, wow!
We both get +4 hearts.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, no, wait, secret.
If the scene...
Oh, it's if revealed. Okay, so it's at the end of the game, if we're still together. Okay, so we're only actually going to get love here if you broke up with me. Did you break up with me?
Did I?
Did you? Okay, so we'll put that to one side for now.
I thought we were not going to...
Yeah, so we'll wait. Yeah. I think he's broken up with me. Reveal your traits and check if you have realized your trait goals.
So these are our trait goals, then?
Wait a minute. I think actually we should probably just reveal if you've broken up with me. Did you break up? You did, didn't you?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Okay.
I have unconditional love for you.
But you can't achieve it. This is so sad, Michael. Okay, leave that there. I will reveal this dramatically at the end to show you what's happened. So, you've thrown me a surprise party. Yeah. It's great. We both get 4 happiness.
Great.
So, that's 17 for me there. Okay, and then we reveal our traits and check if we've realized our trait goals. So, now we reveal our 3 traits and we find out whether or not we've revealed... realized our goals.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this is going to end tragically, Michael.
I think it is too.
So, I had pretentious, relaxed, and impulsive.
And I had intense, hypocritical, and hardened.
Did you ever have self-centered?
No, but what I did have is...
Well, let's talk about this maybe when we do the breakdown, actually. Okay. Let's just sort of resolve... I keep getting ahead of myself. I'm so excited to talk about it.
I changed, but instead of being a bit more dickish, I just became a bit more nonchalant a little bit. This one was really hard.
Hardened. Able to withstand hardship and deal with bad experiences without being emotionally affected. But I think maybe you hardened And actually, do you know what? I love that you've got that because it really fits in with the story, I think, that emerged from this relationship. Yeah. But without going too much into it, so you've achieved 1 and failed 2.
Correct. So because you got rid of that.
Yes, exactly. And I'll explain why that's happened when I reveal this. But you lose... I mean, people probably know what this is already.
Yeah.
If they've been following the story. So you actually lose a happiness, don't you?
I lose 2, don't I?
Well, no, because it's -3 and +5. But, so you've got -6 for missing 2 and +5. So I lose 1. And I've achieved 2 and missed 1. I didn't get relaxed in the end. So...
no, you didn't. No, shared.
Yeah, shared balance has to be down 5.
Which it is.
No, it's not, because shared balance is down 2. Right?
Yeah, got you.
So that's -3. But impulsive, our shared balance is definitely more than 5 down.
Yeah.
And pretentious is my individual balance is 5 down. So I've achieved both of those, which is 10. And so I get 7 off the back of that.
So that's 14.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're on 24?
I am on 24.
Wow. I didn't realise you were that high.
Yeah. And then, because I was on 17, and then I just got...
Yeah,
7.
I thought you were still only on 7. I thought
No, because I had the 10 in the middle this whole time.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, because Joe's been manipulating Sam. What's the last thing on the finale? Where did I put it? Now see if you fulfilled your destiny. So, the destiny I put out for... Joe is, of course, dominant.
Yeah.
Which I need 5 down here, rough, antagonistic, and stubborn. I need to have 15 more than you on the happiness track.
Ah, so you do.
And I need you to not break up with me.
Yep.
And so what happened was...
but I do win because you are happy.
Huh? Well, we don't really win and lose, Michael. It's not really like that.
Yeah.
The thing is...
So I can't fulfill my destiny.
Yeah, you can't fulfill your destiny of unconditional love. But also what happens is... Because I don't have... You haven't achieved either of these two at the top.
No.
But what happens is that Joe becomes the dominant manipulator in this relationship. And Sam kind of becomes like the sort of... The manipulated. And she's become... Or they've become hardened... Which is kind of like...
Which is true.
Yeah, like I took away... He sort of like... At the end, he's like... You know, they are like holding each other.
Yeah.
And then he just sort of takes away your assertiveness and your sociability. And you just become like the dominated pet.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so sad. It's so fucking tragic, man.
But I'm blinded because I've just got unconditional love for you.
You're so in love. Sam is so in love with Joe that Joe's totally dominating Sam, and Sam doesn't realize. And it's so sad.
But I couldn't... See, that was the other one. I couldn't even do that either. I got rid of breaking up with you. If I had that, I would have totally broken up with you.
Yeah, I totally thought you would have. But, you know, Sam was, like, too confused. And I actually... And so I kind of really like... Like, I got dominant partway through, and I wasn't really leaning into it.
Yeah.
But then I kind of started to lean into it more and more because I had other destinies that I didn't really... But I sort of saw it kind of... Like, the relationship going that way. Mm. And I was just kind of like... Because it doesn't necessarily... You can still fulfill your destiny.
Yes.
With me having dominant. But I just sort of started to try and play into it a bit.
Yeah.
But I also, like...
See, I was trying to... Because, as I said... I was an asshole at the start because I was greedy and irresponsible. So both these things worked out really in my favour, and the game changed me. And the game changed me into a bit of a like character.
So you had irresponsible, greedy, and
hypocritical.
Yeah. At the start. So greedy went for intense, which was still fine, but then I got hardened, and I did become hardened, but I just couldn't work it to my advantage. Yeah, but I like how that kind of fits in with this story of Sam being sort of like manipulated by Joe, and just kind of like gaslighting you a bit. You know, there was like some scenes there where I really felt like Joe was being manipulative. I can't remember now, but I was just sort of like, I really saw that side of it. I don't know if they were in this final chapter or... where it was, but even like with Gorgeous Alex and stuff like that. Yeah. But I had started off with secure as my trait, and that was just sort of like, I am sort of confident and unafraid, and then that changed out for relaxed.
But it still sort of like semi-works, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was never really going to achieve that, but I wasn't really worried about that. I was just trying to figure out how relaxed fit in with sort of Joe, because I'd already started to lean into the dominant.
But you were like, oh, I got that as well. I was like, oh, you're very chilled. It's like, oh... But it's almost like chilled in a... But you're chilled, but you're not chilled, because you're trying to make me think you're chilled, but you're not chilled.
Well, and I sort of thought that actually created this interesting dynamic, because I was sort of thinking, like, maybe also, like, Joe is, like, sort of feels like Joe feels like they have dominated Sam to a degree, and is now relaxing a bit.
Yeah.
And but that would have also been a cool ending, because then you might have, like, broken up with me, and then it would have been like, oh, my hubris.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I really wanted to break up with you.
Yeah, and I don't blame you at all. Joe is a horrible, horrible person.
And I'm like, it's because I got rid of that. And an honourable exit. It's like, you break up, we just weren't made for each other. And I would be like, damn it.
Yeah. And I the other one I had was Unconditional Love, so I could put that down, but neither of us would have fulfilled it anyway.
No.
But I thought this felt like the right ending for the story.
For the relationship, definitely. I agree.
I also had this card the whole time, which I was thinking about playing, but it just didn't seem to fit with the story that we were telling.
Oh, well, right on the last go, I really wanted to go to IKEA.
You got the IKEA visit. Yeah, so I that definitely was a sort of a tragic relationship story that ended in a really awful way. But
is it?
Well, but I think so.
Maybe.
I mean, we're basically locked into an unhealthy relationship where Sam is so blinded by sort of like emotional dependence and so hardened to sort of negativity
so
that they don't realize how bad this relationship is for them. Whereas
I think I gave you that clues as well, as didn't
I? To a degree. Yeah. I mean, well, I was sort of, because I was leaning into Joe being sort of like more dominant and sort of, I thought maybe, like, there was definitely a bit about the middle as well, where Sam was being, like, more assertive and more confident, where I thought that actually Joe was probably getting off on, like, the power struggle in the relationship. Mm-hmm. Joe was probably, like, enjoying this sort of, like, fight to be the dominant partner.
Yeah.
But, and sort of, like, because I think, like, that's sort of part of it, right? Once they finally,
and that was what I was trying to do. That's what I was trying to be with it, quite being intense, like, trying to get back up there and be deep with you.
So I was, you know, and I thought it could have gone different ways. Like I had this "You Need to Forgive Me" card as well, that I thought I could sort of play that, and that would be a bit like Joe sort of realizing that he's changed, or she has changed in this way that's not good. But then I was also holding on to that "Let Me Hold You" one, which is just kind of like at the end, and I was like, this could either go one way or the other. Like I could help you with this or hurt you, just depending on how I feel the story's going.
Yeah.
And I thought, okay, the story's gone to this really dark place, and I just kind of like need to fulfill it, because I wouldn't have the happiness differential to achieve the dominance without taking
that away.
And that just felt so appropriate to take away your assertiveness at the end, to assert my dominance and sort of...
It really fitted into the story.
It was such a... And it all started out so nice, and it was like I was saying with the narrative as well. It sort of went up, and then it went down, and then it kind of wavered a bit, and I was like...
And then it went... Boom!
Yeah, and then it turned out it was a tragedy in the end.
Yeah.
Oh. So I think, wow, that's our finale.
What's going to happen to Sam and Joe?
What's going to happen? Oh, it's going to be so sad. I think...
They're going to get divorced.
Well, you know, I met the designer of this, Jacob, and he's a Danish guy who actually designed this at a board game cafe in Copenhagen called, Bastard Cafe. And
yes.
I've been there a bunch of times to play games myself because I have a bit of Danish heritage, and I met him at the UKG and we were just chit-chatting about it, and he said he wanted to make it a trilogy.
Oh, wow.
With exploring more parts of the relationship. So it is possible at some point there may be another Fog of Love game.
Interesting.
That could continue the story of Sam and Joe. However, there are also many, many expansions, and
which we did mention at the start, didn't we?
And favorite designer of the show, Nikki Valens, who designed Mansions of Madness 2nd Edition, who designed Legacy of Dragonholt. She's working on some LGBTQA
That's
stuff.
really long.
Yeah, it gets even longer.
There's
but
lots of
the point is that she's working on some stuff for the game that's support that explores these different kinds of relationships, and I think that's really cool. And
that is cool.
Very supportive of that. So definitely check out her work. There's also many more expansions you can get for this game as well. So we will be back tomorrow to give our sort of a more clinical diagnosis of the game, rather than just our sort of emotional overload. Yeah. But I thought some of these scenes as well. There was so much weight on them.
It's interesting how it goes through, and how they played.
And just like this scene when I played tomorrow at 10, and then Sam was like totally snooping, and I was like, I could just see the dominance game, Like, I had this whole story in my mind, and I was wondering how much you were picking up on, where Joe's like, maybe he left it out deliberately, knowing that Sam would see it, and then she would be like, Joe, they would be like, sort of trying to gauge the reaction, and if Sam reacted this way, then Joe would know that he kind of had them wrapped around his little finger, right? Like this whole Machiavellian dominance game that's emergent storytelling. Yeah. So we'll be back tomorrow to give our rundown on that. And thanks so much for coming on this journey with us, you guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope that wasn't too dark an ending for you. I hope you don't allow this to reflect badly on me.
He's a git.
Like I don't. Joe. This is not a win for Mike, right?
No.
This is just the end of that story, and it ended tragically. But I think that is a really cool thing, and we'll talk about why that's cool tomorrow during our final thoughts. Thanks for watching, everybody.